So now I want to get into my complaint. So, Officer Ova was driving unit number 0175. I'm sorry, I don't want to go too fast.
Yep.
0175. Plate number Bravo Sierra Golf 800. And we witnessed him littering.
Okay.
So first of all, he was sitting there not doing anything, and that was a little suspicious because he was sitting there for quite a while. It's like, well, all the the cars, thefts, and all that stuff's going on, and he's just sitting there and not doing anything. And it's just that's a big concern because I don't pay him to just sit there. I pay him to patrol.
His YouTube page or is it yours?
Can you stand back from me? Jesus. You're interrupting.
So
just be quiet.
Where was he sitting at?
He was actually on Colfax and
Trenton.
Thank you, sir. He was on Colfax and Trenton.
Okay.
So, and what I had researched, basically, if I were to litter, that would be a $500 to $1,000 fine.
Okay.
And that's also CRS code, which I don't have on me right now.
Sure.
But I'm assuming if I were to litter, I would be in trouble. I would get ticketed for that, right? That would be a ticketable offense.
Depends on the circumstances. I don't like. I'm not commenting on all this. I just want to hear.
Littering it depends on the circumstances.
If you were to see me if I were to litter in front of you right now, would that be a ticketable offense?
So Officer Wova
littered. He threw something out of his window, his driver window.
Okay.
It was like a piece of paper.
Okay.
A balled up piece of paper, which also is concerning because I don't know if that was somebody's personal information.
Okay.
I don't know. That's concerning to me.
Okay.
And so, other thing that
What day was this?
Oh, it was yesterday.
Okay, yesterday.
Yesterday.
About what time?
About what time?
I'd have to get a timestamp for you on that, but I can do that.
The Colfax and Trenton.
Yeah, we could probably email you the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I could email that.
And matter of fact, we also called it in yesterday, so you can also check that record.
Okay.
As well. As far as us actually talking to a person, and that's how we were able to get the name and badge number of the officer.
Sure.
So I want to know what is the normal procedure for that. So we have video. Would you like us to show
Sure.
you?
I can get you my email. In fact, I can get you in contact with Internal Affairs. We can make it appropriate.
I don't give my name.
His name's Kevin. I can give you his information. I have it.
Okay.
Oh,
He's got
right.
YouTube
You were
page.
you never followed up on my
You never
No.
emailed me.
No. You were supposed to email me that night, sir.
How could I email you?
You said I gave you my information. I gave you my
Everything was recorded.
This guy's a jackass right here, the one on the right
You were
here.
supposed to email me back that night. Excuse me. Do not interrupt me again.
No, I'm
That is
excited.
rude.
Look, this guy likes to interrupt because he likes to control the narrative.
I'm just saying I
No,
have.
I don't want you to say anything.
This has been the rudest cop out. These two have been very, very cordial. This guy is out of control.
I reviewed the body camera in your live stream.
Look, he can't let his ego go right here. This guy cannot let his ego go. He can't shut up.
Unfounded. It's on video, sir.
This guy cannot shut up.
Video. Yeah.
You said you almost got run over.
Yes, I did.
I watched it and I didn't see that.
Yeah, of course you didn't. Of course you didn't. Of course you didn't, officer.
Of course you did.
So
Did
I
you
gave you
check
a-
body cam?
No, hold on.
Did you do that?
Kevin,
Did you do? Did
Yeah,
you-
get the hell out of here. You're worthless, you
Uh-oh.
worthless fuck.
Guilty.
Get out of
Didn't
here.
Check body cam.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
So now that we got
Son
the
of a
two
bitch.
cordial ones,
Okay.
Okay.
So back. So
Let's
he
get
threw
back.
something
Sorry
out of the
about
car. What are you wanting to have done?
I want him to get a
I
ticket.
I want him to be
Cited.
I want him to be retrained on that. I
Okay.
want him to be ticketed, just like a normal citizen, because you guys are supposed to be held up to the highest standard,
Sure.
even more than a regular citizen, correct?
Yes, sir.
Because you took an oath to the Constitution, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I want that done, and I want that in an email.
Okay.
Saying that you don't have to tell me if he was talked to, fine, great. But I want on record that he was charged for that.
Okay. So what I can do is I can take a look at Internal
Okay.
Affairs. they can get in contact with you. If you can, I can give you my business card right there.
Thank you. Can I have yours too?
Yes.
And I'd like that other officers, because I like to file a complaint on them too.
So, and I'm assuming at this point you guys are probably familiar with internal affairs.
Yes.
So you're more than welcome to be able to contact them as far as making the complaint. I can get the business card for the other officer.
Okay. Do you know Bova? Is he under
Yes,
you?
he's actually my officer. That's why I'm out here to actually talk with you.
Perfect. Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
because he's on a day shift officer, I'm a day shift supervisor.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or he's under my team.
Got it. Okay.
That's
That makes sense.
specifically why I'm leading and contacting you.
So you're just you're the day shift.
Yeah.
Super. Okay, that makes
Okay.
sense. Okay.
So with that all being said, I'm
Okay.
happy to take in that complaint and we'll forward that on. Now, as far as the criminal charges, that's out of my purview and on my pay scale, right? So that will be taken into the internal affairs, that will be passed on.
So you can't ticket another officer?
No. For
You
that
cannot?
So
Okay.
for what you're suggesting, I'm gonna let the powers that be, the people that are above me.
Okay,
make those decisions,
I understand that, but I just want to make it clear. So if you were out with this sergeant, and I do appreciate you too for your demeanor and him as well.
Yeah.
So I'll give commendations to you guys, but that other guy's out of
Alex,
control.
I'm not trying to be mean
No,
about
no,
that. I'm not trying to-
I'm just
Also, I understand your- well,
let me
that's fine. I don't
let me
care.
clarify something real quick. Let's say you and this other sergeant were out and about. You're being an upstanding, good officer, and he happens to throw his Burger King wrapper on the street.
Thank you.
You're not allowed to cite him? Is that what you're saying?
Do you feel like that would be a better way to address it, or versus as a peer saying, "Hey, that's not cool, dude.
Well,
let's take
it's
care
not-
of that."
Well, maybe,
and at
but
the same time, like I said, I'm just trying.
So
to be,
if he
like,
refused to pick
reasonable
it
to
up-
everybody here.
right.
Right.
If he
and
refused to
if I
pick
can
it up,
make this
then-
as a training opportunity for my officer,
mhm.
I would love that, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously, yes, obviously people are watching us.
Right.
We are supposed to be held to a
Right.
higher standard.
Right.
We're supposed to be exemplary, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we do see East Colfax. There is trash everywhere. Do we cite everybody that we see for dropping trash?
I'm not
No.
asking about
And I'm
citing
not-
other people.
I'm just
So
saying
you're
big
trying to
picture.
equate. So you're kind of muddying the waters here.
Sure.
What I'm asking specifically, if you were to specifically see somebody throw trash in your presence, whether it be a
Refer
regular
back to Internal
citizen.
Affairs and make them the determination on whether citation.
Okay, so you would turn him into internal affairs. You would be a whistleblower at that point
It
and say,
depends on the circumstances, and that's just being honest.
See, well, okay, so this is the problem that I have, because I want to ask a question.
Yes.
So internal affairs is a policy violation, right? They investigate policy violations. They don't necessarily investigate.
They'll also investigate criminal matters as well.
Okay, so they will determine to give that to whoever the city attorney is.
So if you can email me that information, I'll be happy to get you in contact with this internal. I'll refer this information. You can send me the video. I'll be happy to send that and also attach
That's
that.
fine, I'll
to
do
the
that. But
internal
I
affairs
just
case.
want you to answer my question.
Sure.
So that once that's finished, once the investigation goes, that's into the city attorney or DA or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they determine whether to charge or whatever,
Yeah.
depending on the evidence.
And honestly, that's getting out of my experience and knowledge base as
Okay.
far as when they choose
That's
charges
fair.
or not.
That's
You
fair.
see, there's obviously times when the city attorneys charge on officers and not. Times that the DAs choose or not. Sometimes referred saying, you know what, this is better handled in-house.
Okay.
Can be addressed that way through an internal discipline measure versus a criminal matter.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense.
You know,
So
obviously, like, because there's a big difference between, you know, for lack of better words, a smaller level violation or crime versus murder,
Sure.
But let me-
sex assault, stuff
right.
like that. Yeah,
I understand.
Of course, we're not.
I get
we're
it.
not saying, hey, we should handle those major things
Right.
in-house, right?
but let me say something here real quick, and just give me a second to speak here. You mentioned something about Colfax, how trashy it is, and there's a bunch of trash and stuff. Okay, I understand that, but part of the problem is nobody cares. Nobody cares to pick up the trash on Colfax, so that's why it looks the way that it looks.
That is
Do you understand what
I
I'm saying?
certainly won't dispute
I mean, I'm a
that.
little different cat. I'll pick up trash when I see it, you know, as long as it doesn't look like maybe there's a needle in it or
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
then,
yeah.
you know, something like that. So I just think that that's kind of a double standard that, you know, you just let it happen. What you're saying is it's officer discretion, and, you know, whatever happens,
So are you
happens.
suggesting, and this is what I'm asking you, you feel like if we see somebody littering on Colfax, we should be cutting them tickets every time we see that?
I'm not suggesting that, because you guys got better things to do, but if it's blatant right in front of you, I know for a fact that if you saw an average citizen and they did it right in front of you, and I've seen it before with homeless people, with just normal people that get ticketed, you wouldn't do it for an officer. We have to go through a different channel.
Different channels. I see what you're saying with that.
Right. And so, and to answer that question, as far as if
Do you feel like everybody should be cited?
No,
for
no,
that?
no, no. I'll answer that question. So this is how community policing is.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, I just seen you drop that. Do you mind picking that?
Yeah.
That up, please. We kind of treat it like a trespassing situation, given an opportunity for her
For an educational opportunity.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
But an officer, that looks worse on you guys because it's just like, well, you guys are supposed to be contributing to the community, not polluting it.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? That just looks really, really bad. Like if I'm a security officer protecting a particular building, right, and I'm over here just littering and stuff like that, that's going to look worse on me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm supposed to be protecting them.
No. And like I said, your not job. I'm saying your activism is calling on us to be a higher standard. And that much I do appreciate. And that's not being a thing or being blowing smoke. Is it frustrating when we have to keep eyes on our own stuff with that? But you know what? Like, who watches the watchers? I get that.
I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't mind because as long as I'm doing my job, I have nothing to worry about.
No, and that's why I don't have issues with body-worn cameras.
You guys go ahead and do. If I were like, I give you an example. We're at a traffic stop or whatever, and I was one of you guys. You know what I'm saying? And a person with a camera comes up. And first of all, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Officer such and such, badge number such and such. Here's my card. If you need anything, let me know.
Sure.
Go ahead. As long as you know. If you have anything or any questions, just let me know. If he's clearly on the public sidewalk, I don't feel threatened. He literally has two hands on the camera. Have no issue. Let me know if you need anything. I'm gonna go back to doing what I'm doing. Easy, quick.
Yeah.
And I've encountered officers like that.
Yeah.
Several officers, and they had no. And it was a boring video, and I love boring videos.
Yeah.
Because those are also, but those are also education because it teaches other officers how to conduct themselves.
Thanks, sir.
Okay.
These ladies.
Because it teaches other officers
So that's
how to
also
conduct themselves.
so just also for understanding as to why you don't want video cameras inside there. Why there's a chief's order is because if somebody does want to
That's a personal.
report a crime,
That's a
personal.
personal.
Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
No,
And I'm
let
just so
me
you're aware.
talk about
And I'm
that.
not trying to be mean about that.
No, I know you're not trying to be mean, but that sign is totally unconstitutional, and we will eventually get those signs
And
taken
that's,
down.
you know what, and that's
So,
where you're saying, we're
hold
gonna
on.
fight that, and I
Hold on.
respect that.
And
Hold
honestly,
on.
with District 5, I'm currently in a lawsuit with one officer, with two officers right now. And I'm telling you, they're going to be hurting because I'm telling you right now, that financial, that no qualified immunity.
Yeah,
And
it's
take that-
so.
that serious,
Look,
and it'll,
I'm not trying to cause a problem either, and we have a right to go in there. We have personal business in there.
Right.
So if I'm going in there with camera and audio and video recording, then that should be perfectly okay with you guys. It's okay in District 6. I've been in it with the camera over there.
District 4.
District 4 several times. District.
They tried it and they lost it.
Yeah. So.
And that's why I'm saying, like, you know what? You have that court case, we have that. If it's unconstitutional, it's shot down by a judge, great, clears it up for us.
Right.
I'm just going based upon what I'm told at this level.
Yeah,
at this
ordinance.
area.
Look,
And that's why
You're law enforcement. You guys are
Let's just
look.
go outside and hang out here.
You guys are law enforcement. I agree, and that's cool. I'm glad you did that, but I would have preferred to have the conversation in there just for that reason.
Yeah.
So you guys could have looked really good. And now I got this guy over here threatening me with the DA looking at video to see if they want to arrest me or do whatever they need to do. So that's BS too, and I'd like to file a complaint on him. That's why I want his.
I'm happy to get you his
Yeah,
card for you.
right.
All right.
I would encourage
please email me that information.
I
can
will
open
do
up
that.
the
I will
Teams,
do-
and
hold
I'd
on.
rather be handled that way.
Real quick,
Okay?
for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
I really want you guys to look into Colorado Revised Statute 16-3-311.
3-311.
Because that combats that 18-17 I think what is it, 18-9 whatever.
If you need the revised statute on littering, I have that too.
No, and so, and
I'm just
obviously,
telling you,
we're going off what our city
I'm telling you,
attorneys are
that
telling
sign
us.
is going to get you guys in trouble. And
So
there's
what
no
we're wanting to
qualified
do,
immunity.
and this is these behind conversations, like
Okay.
anybody else would do. Hey, if this is not allowed, if this is illegal, let us know so we because we obviously, I don't want to expose myself. I don't want to violate any
Right.
sort of problems, right? I'm going based upon what, in good faith, what our side is telling us, right?
Well,
Now, again, when you have your court case, and if it is proven that,
Right.
great.
You don't need a court case for this, all right? This is common sense, right? You have the Constitution, which is at the very top of the chain,
First
right?
Amendment.
That First Amendment activity, right? Protected under the Constitution. And then you have lower level ordinance for a locality. What would you rather enforce? The Constitution or a local ordinance that means absolutely nothing that could get thrown out in court and will get thrown out in court?
And it has got thrown out.
And that's why
I'm
those
example.
conversations are about how we go. I'm going by what we have as our orders. I'm trying to be as respectful as I can with all this.
I understand.
I appreciate you telling me, especially the CRS. At this point, please email them me that information.
I will.
I got that information, and what I can do is I will go back and get you the card. Okay?
Okay, I have one more question for you. Why did it take 3 sergeants to come out for 1 complaint?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
So you guys just all decided, oh, let's go
I'd
and...
like to have a witness sergeant with me.
Okay, that's fine. I'm
Two
in
people
2, but
ready.
3?
Now, third, I can't say I'm
Right, for a guy with a camera and the guy with the phone?
Before, and I think he wanted to, whatever, I don't know.
Well,
That's
whatever it is,
Anyway, now,
he
now
was
here's
very...
My question for you guys.
Yeah.
Was I respectful? Was I?
No, you were fine. I don't...
I just want to make
Look,
sure that we're leaving.
look,
'Cause
you-
here's the thing,
you
if I
guys
see
think
in
that-
the street and you're
right.
with me, I won't even
No,
remember.
li-
Oh,
listen.
Yeah, you weren't in,
Oh,
Right.
yeah, no, no,
Well,
no.
let me tell you, okay? Very rarely is it that we come across officers that are upstanding officers that do their duty. You two have done your duty today, but I don't know what you guys have done off duty, you know, or
Well, and that part,
or on duty, you know,
Or you know what? You
out
catch
and
me on a
about or
bad day,
whatever.
you catch me on a bad day.
I
get
agree.
that.
I understand.
Sure.
But what I am telling you, we two aren't the normal, you know, 1A guys that just go around just antagonizing and doing all this and that and the other. We highlight good officers too. Like he said, I would much rather go to a video or go to a scene where you guys are at and everybody treats me good and I highlight each and every one of you and give you guys commendations. I would much rather do that than the type of stuff that I see on a daily basis.
Nope, that's
So
fair. And I-
this, other than that guy who had it in for him, obviously, and then he also got really close to me right here, very threatening manner. That's why I moved to this side, because you don't just step up to a man within 2 inches of his face and think that he's not going to do something. So he was definitely trying to provoke me and provoke the situation and trying to irritate me with what stream and all that. That's none of his business unless he wants to go to YouTube later and check it out. Okay, so that type of behavior, you guys earned your stripes probably, and you guys are probably there for a reason. I don't think he's there for a reason. I think he just, I don't know why he's there either, because he's had bad interactions
I do
with
have
that
a
guy
question.
too.
What is the YouTube channel?
You'll find it.
Okay, I'm just kind of curious. That's all. I was just more curious.
You'll find it.
Okay, I like.
But what
No,
I'm
I haven't
saying-
been on YouTube that I'm aware of. So,
I do appreciate the conversation.
all right.
I really do. I think we need more
And I'm not trying to blow
conversation.
smoke about this. I'm saying yes, I'll take it as a complaint. I'll send it up. It will be a decision if they want to. However, they powers
I
it be.
just,
Because
honestly, Sergeant, I
three
just
stripes
don't-
doesn't have
I
much weight.
just don't want this to be a blue injury line situation where, you know, the good old boys and backing each other
I
up.
can guarantee you I will have a conversation with Officer Bob about that, because if he could have not thrown that out and avoided all of this,
Then it would have
I
been a
would
much
be so
better
much
thing.
happier right now.
And we would have
And that's
too.
how- yeah,
We would have
yeah.
too,
And that's why I'm
honestly.
specifically going to sit down and talk with him.
Right.
Okay?
Just throw it in the trash.
Right, it's not a big
Just
deal.
leave it in the car.
Right.
Throw it out at the end of the night. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, you should be cleaning out the car.
Well,
and
they're
making
supposed
sure-
to at the end of shift.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not saying it happens
Okay.
every night. That's
I
human
get it.
nature. Some guys leave their cars
I get it.
trashed. That's what happens.
I get it. Because
But-
other officers have to use it. Right?
Yeah,
That's
but
not fair to them.
the same point is if you're leaving somebody else's car and it's dirty and you don't like it,
I hear you.
but if you're throwing it into the public and thinking that it's okay for somebody else, okay,
Yeah.
I see. I can see. Nothing
Yeah.
what you're saying, I
And,
would say is
like I
out of-
said, it makes
Not
it
okay.
it makes it even worse that you just said that there's a lot of trash on Colfax, and yet we've got an officer littering on
and that's why I'm not
Colfax.
disputing that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm
That's-
saying, and I agree. But my point was saying yes, but at the same time we're not enforcing everybody. So yeah.
No, I understand.
That's what, but at the same time, yes, we're being held up to a higher standard.
I can tell you, if I was an officer and I had a guy in my car and he threw something out the window, I think I would pull over and I'd say, "Hey, dude, pick it up." And bring it back in the car or throw it in that trash can or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm
That's-
saying?
that's just-
And you kind of seem like that type of guy that you might do that too, you know?
Depends on who the person is.
And I get.
I don't
get
want to
it
be
in
yanking a
way.
guy out of the car if he's going to be
Yeah.
upset and start causing. I don't want to escalate a situation if it doesn't need to be escalated.
No, I hear
right?
you. And here's the thing. I get the point to where that, you know, might be a small thing, but if I'm in management, and so management one-on-one, if you don't correct I'm not talking about micromanagement.
Small things become big things.
It can become bigger things, you know.
I completely agree with you on that. Like I said, that,
So I appreciate you, gentlemen. Thank you.
I'm actually glad. I'm glad this conversation, it started out a little rocky, but as we started talking more, really kind of
And the
slowed
only
down,
reason why,
really
and
appreciate that.
I will say, the only reason why we did go outside was because of your demeanor.
Like you said.
Right. And
My whole
here,
point is because it's like, if this is gonna, if that's gonna cause a reason why we can't communicate, then let's just take that out of the picture so we can
well,
actually-
hold on a second.
Right.
What would have happened if we would have stayed in that lobby? And we tried to have the same conversation maybe in the corner over here out of everybody's purview here. Would any one of you guys have arrested us for having a civil conversation?
So I can tell you how I personally would have done it. If it was cold out, a lot of snow and all that stuff, you know what I would have done? You know what, let's just go to this next, the conference room over here.
But that's still inside the building.
It's still inside the building, but here's why. We still are able to have privacy, like for example, those two ladies that came in here. We can still have a conversation and we're out of the elements, right? Now, right now it's nice out. If it was 100 degrees right now, I'm not exactly a thin guy. So I wouldn't want to be out of here either. So I probably would have said, let's just have it.
And see, we need more people like you that understand that, because you're definitely in violation of that ordinance by bringing us into the conference room or whichever part of the building.
But I can certainly explain better by saying to try to mitigate, to de-escalate the circumstances,
But then
to be able to have an
there's also
established
discretion.
conversation. That makes more sense to me, right?
But
Right.
you also use officer discretion.
That's
To
where I'm
de-escalate,
trying to- yes.
and that's your job, is to de-escalate since you're not escalating.
Right. So
The goal is to find a solution so we can solve the problem.
Yeah.
Not create another problem. And then it's just like, you know, I'm doing, you know, a couple of days.
I mean,
in
honestly,
jail,
do you see
all
the
because
demeanor?
you know.
Do you see the demeanor between you two and this guy over here that was very antagonistic? You guys were very calm. This guy didn't say anything, that's the best course of action, I think. And then you just with, very calm, not want to de-escalate. And as opposed to this guy, I know people are different. You guys aren't all robots,
I'm not gonna
and you know.
comment on obviously, I'm not going to comment on my partner.
Right.
I'm
But
not
there
gonna
is a
comment on my
difference.
coworkers. I appreciate
Big
the
difference.
compliment, and you know what? I prefer handling it this way. And I'd be lying to you saying if I've never been mean to somebody, because that's part of your job. Sometimes you have to be mean to
No,
somebody.
I understand. You have to
for
be a
also
little
safety circumstances, all that, right?
Well,
Right.
assertive.
assertive, not mean.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to be mean. I mean,
Exactly.
assertive is different than mean. Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
being respectful. Try to
Right.
say that,
Right.
for simple terms. But that's part of everything. I heard you guys are being super calm and respectful. I'm gonna be super calm and respectful, even if you're agitated and being mean. I'm not gonna get agitated because
Right, you seem like that
Usually
type.
you bump up people that way. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It usually doesn't go to bring someone down. So,
Right.
all right. Let me go get you that card, and then do you have any other questions for me? Please email me that information.
I think I'm good, man.
I'll get you that info.
You don't have to give me your first name, but just so I know. What do you like to be called by?
I'm not gonna give you
Can I call,
anything.
how about this? Can I call you Halloween?
Thanks a lot, man.
Yep.
That's perfect.
Halloween works. All right.
So
Thank you.
to email me what he found, or what, because I didn't hear anything back from him.
Okay, I will talk with him about that.
This is so we can schedule time to meet. So
Okay.
I can come back up here and give him the complaint.
Perfect. So let me get you that card.
All right, appreciate that.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
sir.
Can I get both of your cards as well? I don't think I got yours or yours. He got them, but I didn't. Sorry. Thank you.
Make sure there's nothing on the back of the one, right?
I don't think
Sometimes
so.
I use this note.
And you
card.
said
Yeah,
the internal affairs numbers on the back.
It is.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Show them the internal affairs number. That's the internal affairs.
Oh, okay.
That's the internal affairs number, guys. Oh, I'm supposed to be in front of the camera. Yeah, so, like I said, the only reason why we went outside was because of their demeanor. If not, if it would have escalated, we would have, fuck it, we would have took that.
I would have taken it. You
would've
probably
taken it.
gotta leave. I would have handed you
Well,
this.
yeah, I have to be out. I got to take his car.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think this was a much needed conversation.
Okay, I'm gonna ask that when he comes back out, Ellie.
Probably did the right thing, and you seen how fast he went in there when I asked him. What did I ask him? I asked
don't know,
him
I have to
something, and he ran
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was saying, "Oh well, you never, what did he say? You never came back up here or something like that." I
Yeah.
emailed you the information. You were supposed to email me back. and then so we can also have.
Oh yeah, he ran.
Yeah, we were supposed to have a meeting up here, so I know that he's up here.
Right.
You know, I don't want to just come up here and give it to any sergeant.
Right,
I
right.
want to give it to the sergeant who was in charge.
When that sergeant comes out, I am going to ask him what CR, what Colorado revised statute that ordinance is attached to. I'm going to ask him that because it's not. I'll give you guys spoilers. There is no. It's not. It has nothing to do with Colorado revised statute.
They're talking about the ordinance or the statute. Excuse me. They're talking about that a government building can make rules or whatever.
There is no CRS on that, man. There's no
But
CRS.
the thing is, you cannot make a rule that's unconstitutional.
Right.
That rule is unconstitutional.
That's why I brought it up.
Literally saying I can't come in here with.
And did you hear that he couldn't commit? He couldn't say I would enforce the Constitution over a local ordinance. You see, so that's a big time problem. That's a huge problem, and it does need to get thrown out of court. And eventually, KDOT and I will get those sign downs. Other people have talked about it. We're actually going to do it.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. Watch and see. KDOT's got something going on right now that's going to be a big part of that. I'm going to have some more things coming. Just stay tuned, everybody.
Also, I did contact. I was in contact with the city councilwoman. Great city councilwoman, Lisa. I forgot her last name. She didn't tell me her last name. But she is a Denver city council member, and me and MLH are supposed to have a meeting with her hopefully sometime, and we'll discuss that.
So, Officer or Sergeant Kevin Uchek advised that he's already given you his business card in the past.
I didn't have his card. I need his card.
Okay, and he's not going to give it. So,
He's not going to give his card. What's his name?
Sergeant Kevin Uchek.
Uchek. Okay.
Again, please.
He's going to get a complaint on that too, because if anybody asks, that you guys, per policy, you guys should hand out your business card, or at least verbalize your name and badge number, which you guys did. No problem.
Understood. Just the messenger on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I got one more quick question.
Yeah.
Is there a CRS that local ordinance is attached to with no recording inside the building there?
Oh, it's actually CRS 189-117.
Okay, so you guys are hiding under the CRS there. Okay. All right, we got that.
Just so you're aware. So,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Guys.
You guys have a good day.
You
as well.
too.